Alright, let's dive into something that's been buzzing in the film world lately, Sigurjón Sighvatsson's recent thoughts on AI, Netflix, and the state of film festivals. Now, if you don't know who Sighvatsson is, let me just say this, the guy's resume is a masterclass in iconic cinema. From Wild at Heart to Twin Peaks, he's been behind some of the most groundbreaking projects in film and TV. So when he speaks, it's worth listening. And what he's saying right now, it's fascinating. Here's the hook, Sighvatsson is getting honored at the Locarno Film Festival, and in a recent interview, he didn't hold back. Personally, I think what makes this really interesting is how he's connecting the dots between the past and the future of the industry. He's not just talking about trends, he's questioning the very identity of institutions like Cannes and Netflix. Let's start with Cannes. Sighvatsson says, and I'm paraphrasing here, that Cannes doesn't know what it is anymore. Now, that's a bold statement. But if you take a step back and think about it, he's onto something. Cannes used to be this platform for unconventional, boundary-pushing films like Wild at Heart. Today? It feels more like a red carpet event than a celebration of cinema. What many people don't realize is that festivals like Locarno, which Sighvatsson praises for their adventurous curation, might actually be the future. They're not chasing stars or blockbuster hype, they're focused on the art. And in an era where everything feels so commercialized, that's refreshing. Now, let's talk AI. Sighvatsson's take? It's a double-edged sword. He believes AI will help the industry in many ways, but he's skeptical about its ability to transform cinema. Here's where I think his perspective is spot on, movies are about people and stories. AI can't replicate that human touch, at least not yet. He points out that Christopher Nolan didn't use AI for The Odyssey because he didn't want it to feel artificial. Meanwhile, Disney's live-action Moana? Sighvatsson says it feels like an AI film, even though it's not. This raises a deeper question, are we losing something when we rely too heavily on technology? Personally, I think we are. But here's the thing, Sighvatsson isn't anti-AI. He sees it as a tool, like any other. It's all about how you use it. And that's where his commentary gets really insightful. He thinks AI will have a bigger impact on television than film, and honestly, I agree. TV is more formulaic, more about efficiency. Films? They're about emotion, complexity, and longevity. That's why he draws such a sharp line between what Netflix produces and what he calls real films. Speaking of Netflix, this is where Sighvatsson gets really opinionated. He doesn't mince words, Netflix films aren't films, they're Netflix films. What does that mean? Well, in his view, they're made for a closed system. They're designed to be consumed quickly, forgotten quickly, and never leave the Netflix ecosystem. It's like they're trapped in this box, and that box doesn't allow for the kind of depth or complexity that traditional cinema demands. Now, I'll admit, this is a bit of a hot take. Netflix has produced some incredible content, and it's given opportunities to creators worldwide. But Sighvatsson's point about distribution is hard to ignore. Netflix doesn't sell its content outside its platform, it's all about keeping you in the Netflix universe. And that, he argues, limits the art. It's like making a painting that can only be seen in one room. Sure, it's efficient, but is it truly impactful? What this really suggests is that the industry is at a crossroads. Streaming has changed everything, but at what cost? Sighvatsson's work, on the other hand, is made for an open system, anyone, anywhere, can access it. That's a philosophy that feels almost revolutionary in today's siloed media landscape. So, where does this leave us? Personally, I think Sighvatsson's commentary is a wake-up call. It's easy to get swept up in the hype of new technologies and platforms, but we need to ask ourselves, are we losing the soul of cinema in the process? Locarno, with its focus on adventurous storytelling, feels like a beacon in this shifting landscape. And Sighvatsson's refusal to play by Netflix's rules? It's a reminder that art should never be confined to a box. Here's my closing thought, the film industry is evolving, but not all change is progress. As we embrace AI, streaming, and whatever comes next, let's not forget what makes cinema great, its ability to connect, challenge, and inspire. Because if we do, we might just end up with a world of Netflix films and no real films at all. And that, my friends, would be a shame.